All right, hi everyone. Josh here from Attitudes Entertainment Company and Team Kaizen and Ingenium. This is our introductory video to Little Big Planet Club, and today we're just going to run through and teach you the basics of how to play the game. We're currently in what's called play mode, and later we'll take you into create mode and teach you how to build levels like this one or any project you might want to build. So anyways, when you're in play mode, use the left stick to move Sackboy left and right. And by the way, Sackboy can be Sackgirl too, you just have to change the costume. And we'll get to that in a second. But let's learn how to move. So now that we know how to move left and right, we also find out that the X button is jump, and that allows you to vault over objects. The directional buttons, also called the D-pad, controls Sackboy's emotions. So for instance, up gives him happiness, and there's 3 levels of each emotion. Down controls sadness, and left and right control anger and fear. And this allows you to express yourself in the environment that you're in. If you hold the thicker triggers on the back of the controller, also known as L2 and R2, that makes it so you can move Sackboy's arms around with the left and right sticks. And while you're moving an arm around, if you go all the way to one side and quickly to the other, you see he did a slapping motion there. If there was a player standing next to me, I would have sent them flying with that. So it can be a way where you can create some mischief while playing the game. Now with some additional movement input here, you can see that there's 3 what we call thick layers here. Thick layers are layers that Sackboy can stand in and interact with stuff, and you just tap up and down on the left movement stick, the left stick, to move between thick layers. Little Big Planet 3 actually has 16 thick layers that Sackboy can stand in, and 17 what we call thin layers, which are the layers that these trees are in. Thin layers are just used to create like art that can be foreground and background effects. And for instance, also if you're building like a complex machine or something, maybe some pieces of the machine might exist in a thin layer, but primarily the thin layers are there for artistic reasons. These are point bubbles. You can use them as kind of a breadcrumb system in levels so that players can collect them all and also give them points while you're leading them around to where you want them to go in your level. If you create a really awesome object that you like, you can save it and turn it into a prize bubble like this one. They're larger, and they give that object to the player, so that way the player can turn around and use that object in their own levels while they're creating. So that way you can kind of give them a thank you gift for playing your level. So if you come across a situation like this where there's a higher ledge behind Sackboy, all you have to do is just jump. Sackboy will automatically move between layers to land on the higher platform. And if you have a layer change like that where you want Sackboy to jump down, like both in elevation and jump forward a layer, all you have to do is hold down on the stick and then jump, and Sackboy will jump down to the appropriate area that you want him to go. So we're now to one of the most powerful tools in Little Big Planet, and that is Pop It, which is basically Sackboy's imagination. To make Pop It work, you just hit square, and Pop It comes out. You can do things like customize the character, which is the icon I'm on right there. That's where you can make Sackboy or Sackgirl have any costume that you want. You can change the look of their eyes, the look of their face, the costume they're wearing, which there's tons of costumes available. You can change many different features about them and really make Sackboy or Sackgirl your own unique character. Then here you have favorites, which is like where you saved all your favorite like stickers and tools and that kind of stuff, especially for create mode. You can text chat with other players, although it's just as easy to voice chat with them too if you have a headset. And we also have stickers. Stickers are 2D pictures, and then you also have decorations, which are like 3D versions of stickers. And what they do is allow you to kind of customize the world you're in, both in create and in play mode. So like, let's say I really like this bucket, I just pick it with the X button, and now I have like a ghosty version of that bucket floating around. And I can use the left stick to move it around and the right stick to spin it and make it bigger or smaller. So let's say I wanted a little bucket logo on that controller. I could just move it over the controller, align it the way I want, and hit X to paste it. So now there's a little bucket on that controller. And a nice side effect too about this is, like, let's say I didn't like that this sticker icon was white, I wanted it blue, and I happen to really like the blue of this bucket. I can just put the bucket on there and use the right stick to make it significantly bigger than the sticker icon that I'm stickering. and it will wrap it around in the blue of that bucket. So that's an easy way to fully give something a paint job. Also, if you have a PlayStation Eye on PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation Camera on PlayStation 4, you can take pictures of real-life objects to make your own stickers in the game. Alright, let's say you get stuck in a situation like this, where you can't find a way out. There's an easy way to fix this. Just open up Pop-It and pick the icon of Sackboy on fire and hold X on it until Sackboy disappears. You will pop out of the most recently activated checkpoint. So that makes it easy to get out of impossible situations. So now we're on to bounce pads. They help you get up areas really fast. And now we're on to another important mechanic of LittleBigPlanet, grabbing stuff. You can grab soft objects like cloth or sponge, and you can also use the in-game programming tools to make any surface grabbable, although cloth and sponge are grabbable by default. You grab them with the R1 trigger, which is the thinner trigger on the right-hand side of the controller. And then while you're grabbing stuff, you can move them around with the left analog stick, and you can even tap X to move stuff even faster. And you can use this to make really simple puzzles for people to figure out. And you can even create situations like these monkey bars where people have to like grab and let go of R1 at the right time really fast to be able to transfer from object to object midair. And now we're on to power-ups. This power-up is the grappling hook, and it operates with the same button, R1, and it allows you to tether yourself up and down and kind of swing Spider-Man style. And it can even let you do elevation changes. So for instance here I can hold R1, and it pulled me back into that kind of drop-down hole. I can drop myself down, move over here, grab, and then pull myself back up. And so that's it for the basics of moving around. So now we're going to go on to what your homework is for this lesson, and that is to kind of work around what we call the pod. First of all, the pod is kind of your home base in LittleBigPlanet, and you can decorate it the way you want because you still have access to stickers here. So for instance, I can put this is a Men in Black sticker, so you might not have access to this in yours because we paid for a separate Men in Black pack, but you can sticker stuff and make it your own home too. And when you want to do stuff in LittleBigPlanet, you just walk in front of the controller and hit square. And so part of your homework today too is to go to this page and go to play. And on play, you can pick adventure mode. Adventure mode is the story of LittleBigPlanet, and you should try to play it all the way through because it actually gives you additional materials you can create with like additional types of glass, cardboard, metal, and it gives you more options when you finally get to the point of creating your level. Also, I really want you to play the Pop-It puzzles. Pop-It puzzles are split across two terms, Term 1 and Term 2. They're both in these kind of hexagonal badges that are called, like each hexagonal badge opens up into a mini-map.
Here at the Pop-It Puzzle Academy, we strive for academic excellence and grand mastery in the ways of the Pop-It. Whether you're a novice Pop-It pretender or a seasoned Pop-It practitioner, there's always something new to learn. Come on in, wipe your knitted feet, and we shall begin.
So that was the announcer. And so each of Term 1 and Term 2 each have about 7 levels to them. And these levels will walk you through learning the basics of the create tools in LittleBigPlanet while presenting you with like challenges to solve using those tools. And that will help a lot when we get to the point of building our own projects. So jump on that and we will go from there. And thanks for following along on this video.